Americans, I don't know why, but American tourists, and I know we watched in America, we're not saying they're all like this, but when you travel, you're hysterical.
Welcome to Watch Mojo UK, and today we're counting down our picks for some iconic examples of Brits showing up our stateside counterparts on TV.
What did I sign up for?
That's as harsh as it gets. That's as bad as it gets. It'll be fine.
Before we begin, we publish new content every day, so be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos.
Number 10. Weinstein on Graham Norton.
Judi Dench unbuckles her pants, and on her bum, as you say,
Yes.
JD loves HW. A tattoo.
In 2017, a plethora of allegations were made against film producer Harvey Weinstein. These dated back decades, leading to his arrest and multiple trials since. In 2015, Weinstein appeared on Graham Norton's chat show. Years later, Norton declared him the worst guest on his show ever, a title he's hesitant to give out.
Over the years, the thing about Judi is as I've fallen more in love with her, she's fallen less in love with me.
He's famously secretive about what celebrities he struggled to work with, making the statement even more scathing. Supposedly, Weinstein was uncomfortably pushy about getting an appearance. Norton told him multiple times that they were fully booked, but Weinstein wouldn't take no for an answer.
Oprah said to me, that story about you and Judi, with the, tattoo on her butt, that's complete fiction, isn't it? I go, Judi, do you have my name on your name? Can you show Oprah? Swear to God, at the BAFTAs, as we're walking in, she unbuckles her pants and she had HW stenciled on her butt.
Number 9. Kendra Wilkinson.
Has the first tray of ice gone in?
Oh my god. Oh my god, they stink. No.
Here we go.
No.
If you want to appear on I'm a Celebrity and not humiliate yourself, you either have to be exceptionally brave or so bad you're kicked off instantly. American TV personality Kendra Wilkinson didn't manage either of these things.
10 to find.
The reality star was voted to do a monumental 6 Bushtucker trials in total. One that she had to endure was the cockroach shaker, which is exactly what it sounds like.
Ew.
They're cockroaches. They can't bite you, they can't harm you, but they will crawl around.
They're so gross.
She was screaming the whole time, then threw in the towel after about 3 minutes. After putting herself through the pain and embarrassment of all 6 trials, she didn't even win. In the end, she was the 5th to go. A tragic result after all those challenges.
If you want to give it up, just say, I'm a celebrity, get me out of here.
Just say it.
Get me out of here.
Okay.
That's it. All right, let's get her out. Let's get her out.
Number 8. Alien evidence?
So this is your little study. This is your.
Yeah, this is my
chill out,
office.
is it? Loving the blinds.
Stan's promised to show me some footage that's never been fully broadcast before.
Actor Danny Dyer has been in loads of media, from celebrated movies to alien documentaries. The latter happened in 2010, which sent the star to visit UFO enthusiasts. This led to an absolutely hilarious scene of an American showing him alien evidence. It was footage of an extraterrestrial popping its head up outside a window.
Now watch right here.
No. What the hell is that?
It blinks, it moves its mouth. You can see its retinas are reflecting the infrared of the camera. Is it some guy in a mask? I can't tell you.
Dyer is polite to the man, but his reactions make it look like he's not convinced. Most viewers believed it was just a person in a mask, but not the American. It gets funnier the more you think about it. He's convinced an alien would travel across the universe to Earth, then all it does is pop its head into this man's window. Maybe it's simply an alien prank.
That's not human. You can tell it's not human. We call him Boo because he's playing peekaboo. We name all these guys. My wife thinks this is flippin' hilarious. Watch. Oh, what is that?
Number 7. Piers Morgan versus Dan Roberts.
There is nothing exceptionally high-powered about an AR-15. In fact, it shoots the most low-powered centerfire rifle cartridge available on the market.
One topic Brits often clash with Americans over is gun control, with us having far stricter firearm laws. Here, we see American Dan Roberts doing a terrible job of advocating for US gun culture.
How can you
because I don't
hopefully
believe
do
in
nothing?
punishing. Because I don't believe in restricting the rights of hundreds of millions of people because of the acts of a madman.
What about the rights of the people who got shot?
He came on to Good Morning Britain, where host Piers Morgan brutalised him with a Kinder Egg.
Here's the example. This is banned not just in Las Vegas, not just in Nevada. It is banned in the United States of America because there are little toys.
That is absolutely false.
It is completely true. You cannot legally
no, it is
buy
not,
these
and I can prove
in America.
It, sir.
This made Roberts look like a total buffoon, with him barely answering the questions. He ignores most of Morgan's points, deciding to instead repeat the same argument. Throughout the whole debate, Susanna Reid comically sits in silence, letting Morgan work his magic.
You come on this program, and you used to come on my program in America, and you look us in the eye and you say, the only answer is to do nothing. There's nothing wrong with guns. It's the people.
Number 6. Flat Earther.
Mark Sargent is one of the leading voices in the Flat Earth movement, and he believes it's time that we all woke up and realised that we actually are living on a flat disc.
The Earth was first confirmed to be round over 2,000 years ago, as proven by figures like Eratosthenes. Despite the overwhelming evidence, people still disagree, like American Mark Sargent.
So what is that then? What am I looking at if I'm not looking at live pictures?
You're looking at CGI, nothing more. Something that started out very simple back in the 1950s and advanced till today.
This led to an especially amusing interaction, with Sargent doing an appalling job of explaining his beliefs. Both Willoughby and Schofield looked perplexed throughout the entire interview. Either that or it was genuine concern.
There's something up there, no question. Is there a vehicle that could be the ISS up there? Yeah. Are there people inside it? No, not a chance. And you can look at the interior footage and the production value is horrible.
A lot of viewers criticised them for giving such a controversial person a platform. Others argued that Sargent's points were far too ridiculous to convince anyone to support his cause.
So you're saying Antarctica goes all the way around?
Yep.
So where's the North Pole?
North Pole's in the center. North Pole's in the center. South Pole doesn't exist. Compasses don't work down in Antarctica.
Number 5. Newsnight with Bill Gates.
When you hear that statistic from Oxfam that the poorest half of the world's population own about as much as the 85 richest people in the world, including you, of course, does that make you feel uncomfortable?
Well, what makes me uncomfortable is that children die.
Gates is heavily praised for creating Microsoft, but his extensive career hasn't been free from scandal. One infamous example was his appearance on Newsnight. Host Paxman didn't shy away from asking him difficult questions, specifically relating to wealth inequality and Microsoft's alleged tax blunders.
But I've been a big proponent of the estate tax, and I do believe that income on capital, we could tax that a bit higher.
It's one of many examples of Paxman's aggressive interview style. Usually, he can come across as quite patronising, but not in this interview. His style results in Gates contradicting himself, initially claiming he was happy to pay a lot more in tax. By the interview's conclusion, he clarified that while he would happily pay more, he's not going to volunteer to do so.
How do you persuade people that it's their political or moral duty to pay more tax in order there can be some sort of redistribution?
You make sure that they follow the law and pay their taxes. If they don't, you put them in jail. It seems to work.
Number 4. Mark Wahlberg on Graham Norton.
And their mother walks in and she steps right in. She steps right in my pea pajamas, and this is what. Can you imagine?
You sit there. Listen to the nice lady.
This American actor has gotten himself in trouble quite a few times since he was a teenager. One example comes from 2013, when he was inebriated on the Graham Norton show. It wasn't clear at first, but as things progressed, it became increasingly obvious.
Have you had your meal? I don't. What are you watching?
Why would you allow people to drink alcohol and come on a show in the evening? What's going on
that's
here?
Social. That's a social thing.
I don't drink.
No, it's a recipe for disaster.
Wahlberg then devolved into being one of the most annoying guests in talk show history. He was constantly interrupting the other two guests, Sarah Silverman and Michael Fassbender. Plus, he kept getting uncomfortably affectionate. It looked like a nightmare to film for all who weren't Wahlberg, with everyone increasingly irritated throughout the interview.
That's wrong. Don't touch the man there.
I was looking for this. You had hid it from me, and I sorry.
Take yourself down. Take yourself down.
Number 3. Tourists.
Some say that he's a CIA experiment that went wrong and that he only eats cheese. All we know is he's not the Stig, but he is the Stig's American cousin.
Out of the iconic Top Gear trio, none of them detests Americans quite like Clarkson. Not only would he frequently belittle their cars, but every time he was sent stateside, he was constantly firing shots. Nothing was off the table. If you can think of an American stereotype, he made at least 10 jokes about it.
And here we saw the most amazing wildlife yet. They are the funniest creatures on Earth, aren't they? Why are they so funny?
These American specials then became some of the show's most hilarious episodes. It wasn't just the locals who got mocked, Richard Hammond did too. The pair had opposite opinions on the US, making some fans theorize that Hammond is an American in disguise.
Down at the tyre shop, the fitter only spoke hillbilly.
I got an old 4040, it takes a rim clamp to change them. Shoot, what's his name down there? Used to be on Main Street, and he's over at Swapper's old building. David Minton. He got a rim clamp. And
Roughly translated, he didn't have the right tyre.
Number 2. Huey Morgan and Rizzle Kicks.
You alright with that?
Yeah, I'm totally
You
alright
look
with
so
that.
upset
You
about
look
it.
a bit- No, I'm not. I just thought you guys
casual.
would actually do something different for a change.
During the 2000s and early 2010s, Never Mind the Buzzcocks was one of the most savage panel shows on TV. It became an environment that a handful of guests struggled to handle. One example is of Huey Morgan, an American musician and frontman of the Fun-Loving Criminals.
Jeremy Kyle got the nation laughing.
Oh, this is your song?
Yes.
This is the new-
No,
no,
maybe.
this
Well,
is your
Yeah,
song.
it is, so let's give us the point.
The hosts, Rizzle Kicks, kept asking him to guess his own lyrics, which ended up massively irritating Morgan. It all got a bit too much for him, so he smashed his mug and stormed off. Since then, he's attributed it to him being in a particularly stressful period.
Okay, it's Let Me Know This Good of Love on You by I Can Make You Feel Good by Kavanagh.
Number 1. Michelle Williams and Frankie Boyle.
As a member of Destiny's Child, she's one of the most famous and beautiful women in the world's friend. Please welcome Michelle Williams!
Few comedians make jokes riskier than Frankie Boyle does. Americans, on the other hand, are generally unfamiliar with panel shows and their brutal banter. This led to an iconic episode of Never Mind the Buzzcocks, featuring Boyle and Destiny's Child star Michelle Williams.
That's not true. I think you are a nice man.
Well, watch this. I read Michelle.
She looked unimpressed with the majority of Boyle's jokes, especially the ones aimed at her. This incident became highly contentious, with viewers flocking to social media to complain about his edginess. Others thought it was pure hilarity. While the show ran for hundreds of episodes, Boyle was only invited to 3 in total, which can be considered 3 of the series' funniest.
I thought this was a hearty, wholesome family show.
I think most weeks it is, to be fair. I come along once a series and ruin it for everybody.
Do you think all these entries were justified, or were they being a bit too harsh? Let us know in the comments below.